What it's like to be a black market surgeon.
You tie the final knot on the bandage. The golden retriever wags his tail and you can't help but smile. You hand Mrs. Higgins the leash. She thanks you for staying late, hands you a check, and leads the dog out into the rainy night.
Let me find out that y'all replaced the dog's heart with a human heart. Let me find out that my dog is actually 50% human. What do we got going on?
You lock the front door and you flip the sign to closed.
Oh, because you're a black market.
It's been a long shift. 12 hours on your feet. A fist slams against the glass. You look up. A man stands at your door. He's soaked, shivering, wild-eyed. He isn't holding a leash. He's holding a friend.
Yo, what friend do you have to be to deliver your almost dead friend to a vet? I don't know if that's actually your friend, because if so, I don't know why you would deliver it to where they treat dogs. If I ever survive from this situation, we're not dogs no more, no pun intended.
The friend is slumped over his shoulder, one arm dangling limp, the other pressing a red towel against his stomach. The towel is soaked through. You can see it dripping onto the sidewalk, mixing with the rain. You wave them away, and you point to the hospital down the street. It's only 4 blocks away. They have real doctors there.
I understand exactly why it's animated this way. If I was a vet and I seen somebody bring their friend to a vet, especially if the hospital is down the block, I'm gonna assume you just want to sacrifice your friend. You're trying to get his lungs.
Just a veterinarian. They have real equipment and real medicine. The man shakes his head. He pulls a pistol from his jacket.
Yeah, that's not your friend. That is your kill right there. That is 100% your kill.
And he taps it against the glass. You unlock the door. They stumble inside, and suddenly your quiet clinic is in chaos. Mud on the tile, water pooling by the door, and blood. Blood on your clean floor, leaving a trail from the entrance to the exam table.
Okay.
The gunman kicks the door shut while you help hoist the injured man onto the table. It's a bullet wound. You tell him you fix broken paws. You give rabies shots. You remove ticks and trim tails.
Yeah, but today you are removing his heart. My question is, who's the consumers for buying human parts? Where do you store it in like, hey, I have a heart for anybody that needs it. I have a kidney. Go ahead, pay me $250,000. I'm selling this across the street. Like, where do you go after you get the human parts? Because anybody would look at you like, where the hell did you get this? Like, yo, you need to get arrested. There's no reason why you should be having any human parts in a jar.
Tell old ladies their cats need to lose weight. You don't do this. You've never done this. The gunman doesn't care. Fix him. That's all he says. But you understand everything those words mean. Fix him or join him. You look at the wound. Then you look at your cabinets. You don't have human medicine. You don't have the right tools. You don't have training for this. But you have to try. You grab a tranquilizer meant for horses. It's strong enough to drop a 1,000-pound animal in 30 seconds. You do the math in your head, calculating the dose for a man. You pray you don't stop his heart. You pray you got the numbers right. You inject the line.
Look, even if you got the injection right, you should be wary of the fact that he came to visit you and not an actual doctor. He wants you to harvest that meat.
The man groans. His eyes roll back. His body goes slack against the table. He's under. You have maybe 20 minutes before he starts to wake up. You work fast. You clean the wound, you find the damage, and you stitch him up with heavy blue nylon, the same you use on Great Danes and German Shepherds. It will leave a jagged scar. But he is alive. The gunman watches the whole time. He doesn't speak. He doesn't move. He just watches.
Wait, so you had him remove the bullet wound, clean him up, rescue him, and the next thing I'm assuming is you're gonna ask him to cut his actual stomach open again. At this point, it's like, do human parts only work if the person is alive? Like, I'm actually curious. Because why didn't he just end it and then just get the parts?
When you tie the final knot, he steps forward. He reaches into his jacket and pulls out a thick envelope, then tosses it onto the patient's chest.
Is that cash?
Keep your mouth shut, he says. Buy yourself something nice. He carries the man out the back door. You don't help them. You just stand there, hands shaking. watching them disappear into the alley behind your clinic. The door swings shut. You're alone. You pick up the envelope. You open it. You count the bills inside.
Wait, okay, so this is not one of those surgeons that actually get body parts. So it's just where criminals go to like not confess their crimes, I guess. I don't know. I think if you go to the hospital, you have to let them know how you got shot or how you got injured. So I think that's what it is.
$5,000.
Only?
Cash.
Only?
You don't know what to do. Part of you wants to call the police, tell them everything. Show them the blood on your floor and the money in your hands and let them handle it.
Oh, you don't gotta show them the money, all right? Now, let's not act crazy. You still healed the guy up. You deserve that cash. Now, everything else, you're gonna have to explain because your customers are gonna look at you like, what the hell is this?
From here. But the clinic hasn't been doing well lately. The bills are piling up. The rent is late.
No, don't tell me you're gonna go ahead and be a black market surgeon now. You know they're gonna end your life if you don't know how to heal them, right? There's no way these people are gonna look at you and like, oh my God, you couldn't save my friend? It's okay, it happens. Go ahead, live the rest of your life all diddly-daddly. It's okay. You can't win all of them. They're not gonna go out like that.
You're trying to save for your daughter's college fund, and every month you fall a little further behind. And these guys don't look like they forget a face. You saw the gunman's eyes, cold and calculating, the kind of eyes that remember everything. Reporting them could lead to problems, the kind of problems that don't get solved by calling 911. You mop the blood off the floor. You throw away the rags. You hide the money in the back of your filing cabinet behind the tax returns nobody ever looks at. You tell yourself it's a one-time thing. 3 nights later, your phone rings. It's 2 a.m. You're half asleep on the couch, the TV playing some old movie you've seen 100 times. It's a number you don't recognize. You answer it. The vet who works late. I heard you do good work.
Do you all just casually talk when you're around each other? Do the criminals talk to each other like, you want the good hookups? Go to the dude that, works on animals. He got all the hookups. He gonna get you right. You just casually just talk about your crazy encounters?
You don't say anything. You barely breathe. A friend of mine needs help. Same situation as before. Double the pay.
Double?
You should hang up. You should call the cops right now. Tell them about the phone call. Tell them about the money hidden in your cabinet. But you think about your daughter again. You think about the tuition bill sitting on your kitchen counter.
Tuition? Bro, I'm gonna pull you out that damn ass school and you go to a community college, bro. You gonna get your scholarships by yourself. If we're broke, we're broke. You think I'm gonna heal up criminals just so you can get your education? And you're probably not even majoring in anything amazing. You're probably like going to school for like, I don't know, an art degree. What are we doing?
The one with the red past due stamp in the corner. You give them the address. The second patient is a woman. She's hurt badly. You clean the wound, you stitch her up. 47 stitches in a neat, careful line. When you're done, her partner hands you an envelope. You don't count it until they leave. $10,000. You start keeping the back door unlocked on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Do you know how crazy it is to have a protocol already? Like, all right, next criminal, go ahead, have a lovely day. Don't even look at me. Just go through the back. What are we doing?
Word spreads. You don't know how, and you don't ask, but it does. A man with a shattered kneecap shows up on a Tuesday. You set the bone with a splint meant for Bernese mountain dogs, wrapping it tight, telling him to stay off it for 6 weeks.
Yo, how bad are these criminals to the point where they can't even go to the hospital? Like, they have to be really wanted.
A woman with burns on her palms comes on a Thursday. She says she grabbed something hot.
Just go to the hospital. Yo, how wanted are you for you not to just go to the hospital? I mean, I think obviously they don't want to pay hospital fees because they'll probably charge them $50,000 for that, but what are we saying?
You don't ask what. You just wrap her hands in gauze and give her antibiotics meant for chickens. They all pay cash. They all leave through the back door. They all know better than to ask your name, and you know better than to ask theirs.
Yeah, keep that
But
mask
here's
on.
the thing. Here's the thing that lets you sleep at night. Most of them aren't criminals. Yes, every now and then you're dealing with someone dangerous. someone whose eyes are too cooled.
Okay, so it's also people who just can't afford hospital fees. That makes sense. Hey, that means you should charge more, my boy. Come on now. Are you serious about getting that tuition back? Cause ain't no way I'm gonna heal you up for no $200.
Whose hands are too steady, whose wounds tell stories you don't want to hear. But mostly you're helping people who just can't afford a hospital. A construction worker who fell off a ladder and doesn't have insurance. A mother who burned herself cooking dinner and can't miss work for a doctor's visit.
Okay, hold on, but if they report you to the police, will you get in trouble? Cause like, obviously you don't have the qualifications of an actual doctor. Like some of these, you might do them justice, but it's like, what if you mess up? Could they like sue your ass?
Regular people with regular problems and no way to pay for regular solutions. You're doing good work. At least that's what you tell yourself. You buy new equipment for the clinic, sharper tools, stronger lights. You tell your ex-wife the clinic is finally turning a corner. She doesn't ask questions. She just nods and says she's happy for you. You put a deposit down on your daughter's first semester.
She better get all A's. Let me find out I'm healing up criminals for you to be getting C's or D's. Hell no.
3 months pass. You've made more money than the last 2 years combined. The filing cabinet is stuffed with envelopes now. You had to start a second hiding spot behind the water heater. You start to feel good at this. Not proud exactly, but capable. Needed. Like you finally found the thing you were meant to do.
Wait, it's a noble cause to be a vet too. Let's not undermine that, all right? People love their pets too, and when they see you heal them, they're happy, okay? So obviously that matters, come on.
That's the first mistake. It's a Thursday. You finish with a patient around 2 a.m. Dislocated shoulder. Easy job, pop it back in, wrap it tight, hand them the painkillers, and collect the cash.
Hold on, what are you telling your family for the reason you're out at 2 a.m.? Because I don't think anyone is bringing in their animals at no 2 a.m. And even if they are, what if they visit you while you're doing surgery on humans? What are you gonna tell them then?
You walk them to the back door. You watch them disappear into the night, and you lock up behind them. You grab your keys. You head out to the back lot where your car is parked. You notice the black van too late. It's parked in the corner of the lot. The side doors slide open.
Oh.
2 men step out.
No.
Big, silent, moving with the kind of purpose that tells you they've done this before. One of them puts a bag over your head. Everything goes dark.
See, now you're working for free. You're working for free, and that's the first mistake.
They shove you into the van. After a short drive, they pull you out. You hear a door open. It smells like a real hospital. They walk you down a hallway.
Hold on. Wait, can y'all tip me the house though? Look, at least you know you working for, royalty. They probably shipped you to the UK. You're gonna be eating crumpets, drinking some tea. You're good, my man.
They push you forward and
Never
you
mind.
stumble into a chair. Someone cuts the zip ties. Your hands are free, but you don't move. The bag comes off. You're in a room with glass walls. Beyond the glass, you see medical equipment that looks more expensive than your entire clinic.
I'm sorry. Out of everyone y'all could have got to potentially abduct and heal this dude, heal this obviously like mafia leader, y'all got a vet. Y'all didn't think to yourselves, you know what? Let's just go ahead and kidnap a doctor, because either way we're kidnapping someone, so it might as well be someone that knows how to do the job. You gonna get a vet?
An operating table in the center with a body on it. A man in a suit stands in front of you. You're the vet, he says. He turns and points. That man needs help. You look at the person on the table. You recognize him. Everyone in this city would. He's the man who owns the ports. He's the man who owns the police. The man who owns everything that moves through this city.
Okay, that means you're gonna get a crazy payout. Just make sure you don't mess up.
After dark. The crime lord. He seems very sick. You shake your head. You tell them you can't do this. You explain that you fix dogs, cats, the occasional wound from someone who can't go to a hospital.
Yeah, obviously he's not owning much, because how do you own the cops and you can't kidnap a doctor? Like, you could just bribe the cops off if you really own them, but instead you want a vet?
But this This is different. This is beyond you. The man in the suit doesn't blink. You've kept people alive in the last 3 months, he says. You did that with horse pills and fishing wire in a clinic meant for poodles. He steps closer. This is just one more mammal. You tell him it's different. You tell him this man needs a real hospital, a real surgeon, someone who went to medical school and did a residency and knows what they're doing. Hospitals ask questions, he says. They file reports, they call authorities. We don't like questions.
All right, then just kidnap a real doctor. All you guys wear blindfolds, kidnap a real doctor. You own the police anyway.
A guard steps forward. You didn't even notice him before. He was just a part of the background. But now he's front and center, and his hand rests on the gun at his hip. Mammals are mammals. Now begin. You scrub your hands. A woman in scrubs appears beside you.
That's a nurse?
You step into the glass room. The crime lord lies on the table. You check his vitals on the monitor. You've seen this before. In dogs who got hit by cars. And
yo, crazy animation, my boy. Let's go ahead and respect the dog, okay?
Cats who fell from windows. Internal bleeding. You look through the glass at the suit. You tell him you need to operate now. No more waiting. He nods. The woman hands you the tools. Your hand hovers over the crime lord's stomach, and you hesitate. This man has ruined lives.
Yeah, go ahead and steal a chain while you're at it, all right? All I know is after this, they better give you the biggest payout. I hope this does not end with my man's getting popped, all right? We don't want that.
You've heard the stories. Everyone has. The businesses he's burned, the families he's destroyed, the people who crossed him and simply vanished like they never existed at all. You could let him die right here.
I didn't even think about the morality of saving him. This man has probably ruined so many lives, ended multiple people. A lot of people despise him, and you gotta heal him. You gotta bring back a demon. It's like healing King Von.
Just hesitate a little too long. Call it a complication. Nobody could prove otherwise. But then you think about your daughter.
Dude, I'm sorry. Can you stop thinking about your daughter and her tuition? Because obviously, what school is she going to? USC, Stanford, Harvard? What's her tuition looking like? 100,000 a semester? Holy shit, bro. Your daughter's tuition is causing you hell.
Her smile, her laugh, the way she hugs you when you pick her up on weekends.
I'm sorry. If I'm healing a mafia leader, if I'm healing a criminal, the last thing I'm gonna think about is my daughter's hugs. I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to get home. I'm trying to eat some good food.
Squeezing tight like she never wants to let go. You begin. The next 2 hours disappear. You work fast, faster than you've ever worked before. The woman assists you. She's good. She anticipates your moves before you make them, handing you tools before you ask, adjusting
Hold on there, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it?
the lights when you need to see better. You wonder how many times she's done this. You wonder if she chose this life or if it chose her. Another hour passes. Your back aches. Your legs are numb. Sweat drips down your face, stinging your eyes. But your hands are steady now, steadier than they've ever been. You start to stitch him up. You tie the final knot. The crime lord is alive.
Ooh.
You stand there for a long moment.
Ooh.
You don't feel proud.
Look, now it's a lose-lose situation. If he doesn't wake up, you're dead. If he wakes up, they're gonna use you for future purposes, and there's no way you're gonna get all of them. There's gonna be a time where you mess up and somebody in that organization dies, and then they're gonna get you.
You don't feel relieved. You don't feel much of anything at all. Just empty, hollow, like you left something of yourself on that operating table. The suit enters the room. Better than I expected. You pull off your gloves, you drop them in the bin. You tell him you're finished. You ask for a ride home. You want to see your daughter.
Ask for $1 million. What? Come on now. Ask for $1 million.
You want to sleep in your own bed. You want to forget this night ever happened. The suit doesn't move. Soon, he says. He presses a button on the wall. The glass walls turn white. You can't see out anymore. You spin around.
Oh no.
The door is sealed.
Oh no.
You push against it. Nothing. You pound your fists against the glass. Nothing. You turn around slowly, your heart pounding in your chest. The crime lord's eyes are open. He looks at you the way a cat looks
Save him,
at a
bro.
mouse. He smiles. You saved my life, he whispers. His voice is weak. You nod. You tell him you did what they asked. Now you need to leave. You have a family, a daughter who needs her father, a life that's waiting for
Save
you
him.
outside these
Let him
walls.
be. He saved you. Don't be greedy.
He shakes his head. A gift like yours, he says, wasted on house pets? He points to the corner of the room. You look. There's a bed, neatly made, a small desk with a lamp.
No, bro, he can't be living with you, bro. Let him at least go home, and then when y'all need him on a Tuesday, bring him $100,000 minimum.
A stack of medical textbooks, thick and heavy. I've been looking for someone like you, he says, calm under pressure, asks no questions, works with what they have. You tell him no. Your voice cracks. You tell him you have a life out there, a practice, a daughter who...
I don't think these are the type of people to listen to reason, though, respectfully. If they let you go, then perfect, but in reality, they're gonna be like, you said no, and they're gonna bust out a shotgun and you're done.
needs her father at her graduation, at her wedding, at all the moments that matter. She'll be taken care of, he says. Best schools, nice home. She'll have everything she needs. She won't even notice you're gone. You move toward the door. You press your hands against the glass. It's cold against your palms. Nobody comes. The suit's voice fills the room. Get some rest. You start early tomorrow.
No.
You look at the bed in the corner.
I do look
You
comfy.
look at the locked door. You look at the man you just saved on the table. You think about that first night, the gunman at your window, the pistol tapping against the glass, the cash on the table. You thought you were making a choice. You thought you were in control. You were wrong. You spent your whole life saving animals. Now,
You saved the worst animal. You saved a canine. You saved a tiger. You're done. You saved a shark.
become one.
That was crazy. Yo, moral of the story, if a crime boss comes and gets you, there's nothing you could do. Honestly, he was cooked anyway. There was no winning solution for him. As soon as he took the first cash from a criminal, it was done. But he had no choice. He should have just stopped. He should have just retired it, called the police. You're good. But let me know what y'all think. More uploads coming soon, man. I'm trying to post every day this month. No more slacking off. Make sure you guys catch the other channels linked below. Catch the gaming, catch the streams, all that good stuff. Like and comment. Let me know what y'all think. Waxer for life. Love y'all.